to this session on developing the whole child. This fits into the areas we've been discussing in terms of movement skills and physical literacy, and some of the areas where we can look to develop children through sport in other areas and develop their key competencies in a whole array of different topic areas. So the aim of this session is to examine the wider benefits that quality sport experience can provide, how to provide opportunities for children to develop these benefits, and investigate participant development and the development of values and beliefs. So the development of the whole child, quality sport and experiences are more than just physical ones. Physical literacy is more than just physical competence. We need to help children to learn how to learn, so they adapt and amend their skills to transfer these into new situations and challenges. Physical education and sport, as part of the whole child education process, is a field of endeavour that is concerned with lifelong physical, intellectual, social and emotional learning that accrues through experiences and physical activities in a variety of contexts. So we discussed previously physical literacy and the importance of developing that kind of whole approach. And what I'm going to talk about today is how you can use sport and physical literacy to develop other areas of the child in terms of their development. So here you've got an image on screen, the whole person and whole person's development, and this can be done through sport. So you've got the emotional, the interpersonal, the professional, the physical, the wealth, the environmental and the mental. So around developing those social skills, so being in a sporting context and being put in a sporting environment, it's going to develop people's social skills, their interpersonal skills, their ability to communicate, their ability to have some emotional intelligence. It's also going to develop creativity, the ability to think independently, think about things for themselves, problem solve, and develop those key thinking skills. It's also important to develop the health literacy and understanding of being healthy and physically active. So all of these things can be developed through sport. So going into these areas in more detail, sport can contribute to a whole array of different areas. It can look at spiritual and moral, social, cultural understanding. It educates children about health and fitness. It develops problem solving, decision making, creative thinking, strategizing and evaluation. So kids start to think about themselves and evaluate their performance. It fosters those critical thinking skills. It develops personal qualities such as independence, tolerance, empathy. So, we can do that through, fair play, winning and helping each other. It provides a real context for learning about fairness, competition and sportsmanship. So those kind of key areas of fairness within sport. It can also help academic skills, and there's been lots of research done in terms of the impact sport and physical activity has on a child's development in terms of academic performance. It can reinforce learning through cross-curricular activities, so we can develop language, numeracy, ITC. So it might be, for example, I get kids to do some sorts of different counting and numeracy skills through the activities we do. We do sounds, phonics, letter development, awareness of different letters, for learning the alphabet and through activities. So there's lots of different ways we can embed other learning skills that are needed as part of their education into a sporting context. And lots of times if you do that, because it's linked to a physical kinesthetic learning process and they're physically doing something, it enables and improves those connections and those patterns in terms of that brain development. It contributes to young people's mental and social health. It can help develop self-esteem. It includes all children regardless of gender, ability and ethnicity, so anyone can take part and play. It develops coping strategies to deal with success and failure. So sport is probably one of the first environments where children are going to maybe not win or experience failure and not achieve. So how they then emotionally deal with that, and that's the job sport has in helping kids develop and coping strategies for those key issues. It promotes a sense of national identity and cultural pride. So sport definitely does that. We saw that specifically. I'm Welsh, through the Euros last summer. The sense of pride in the nation. All the kids out playing football as a result of how well Wales performed in that Euros tournament. It provides knowledge and skills relevant to vocational opportunities in later life. So all the things you can get from sport, the development of self-awareness, self-confidence, communication skills, all are going to help develop that whole person and in future employment and development in terms of their education. So I've discussed, all the benefits, and links that sport can have in terms of developing the whole child. Now I'm going to show you some examples of how this can be done in a practical environment in terms of your coaching and delivery.